Yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, back again with a what if Naruto was trained by Master Roshi. Last time we ended off, we basically had a bunch of training that Naruto did with Master Roshi, and we are just about to start the bell test. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and we're going to get right into this. Okay. So basically, Kakashi is now starting the bell test. After all the parameters were set, Sasuke and Sakura jump away, and now they have till the end of the day to get the bells off of Kakashi. Naruto, though, stays and wants to try his luck on his own. Kakashi, obviously, being Kakashi, out here reading his book. Naruto's like, I will get those bells. Believe it. And then he summons a bunch of shadow clones. And they all shoot ki blasts at him. And obviously Kakashi, being Kakashi, easily dodges them without even putting his book down. But that was just a distraction. 3 of Naruto's shadow clones jump on Kakashi and grab him. As Naruto charges up a move that he got from Master Roshi. Me ha me ah! And Naruto launches a Kamehameha wave right at Kakashi, and it hits him directly. And Naruto's panting. He's like, did I do it? And he walks over to Kakashi, seeing Kakashi on the ground, burnt and not moving. And then a big white cloud just goes poof, and a log comes out of it. And Naruto's like, what? A substitution? And all you hear is from behind Naruto is, Leaf Village, secret finger jutsu, 1,000 years of death. And we all know what happened there, Then, with that secret finger jutsu, Kakashi sends Naruto flying into the forest. Then they all kind of regroup again after Naruto, lands, like, pretty bad. And he's like, God, man, like, that hurt. What was that? And Sasuke kind of, like, laughs at him. And Sakura's like, you're such an idiot thinking that you can beat Kakashi on your own. And then Sasuke, obviously being Sasuke, wants to try himself. So, he basically, just like in canon, fights Kakashi, getting pretty close, making Kakashi actually have to put his book down. So, it made Kakashi work a little bit harder. I would say they definitely, both Naruto and Sasuke, made him work pretty hard in that fight. But he comes like just in finger reach of the bell, but then misses it. But then he's obviously forced to retreat again. And then Naruto finally brings up the fact that maybe guys, maybe we need to work together. Maybe we can't. I don't think we can beat him on our own. And Sasuke kind of like scoffs at this, like you can't beat him on his own, and then Naruto's like, Sasuke, you literally just lost to him on your own. And then Naruto brings up the fact that his master told him that knowing when to work together is one of the most important things as a martial artist. And Sasuke kind of like scoffs again, is like, I don't care about your master, freaking Naruto, But then obviously Sasuke eventually agrees. And then, of course, Sakura agrees because Sasuke agreed, right? Now Naruto's like, okay, now, here's the plan. Naruto shows up by himself in front of Kakashi, wanting to take another swing at him, thinking that he can do it this time. He's like, Kakashi-sensei, I'm gonna beat you this time, believe it! Kakashi kind of like scoffs at it and is like, oh my god, another group of kids that are gonna fail. So then Naruto, what he does is he summons 2 shadow clones and charges at him with ki blast in hand. And just shoots him at him. He's like, and Kakashi's kind of like, we've seen this already. And then last second, Naruto curves the ki blast at the ground. And it smashes into the ground, creating this huge dust cloud. Then out of nowhere, you can just see Sasuke go, fire style, fireball jutsu. And he shoots it behind the dust cloud. Kakashi can see that, and he goes to back up and dodge away from it, as Sakura jumps from the trees and throws 5 kunai knives at him. And then he's like forced to dodge, so he's like, I have to jump away. So he goes to jump away, and Naruto's floating above him. And then Naruto goes, Thunder Shock! Surprise attack! Kakashi, thinking quick on his feet, does a fireball jutsu at the ground, or like, you know, like near the ground, so he can lift himself up as fast as possible to rush Naruto. But then out of nowhere, 2 hands come from underneath the ground and grab Kakashi. And then he looks up, and one of the Narutos poof from midair, and he's like, what? He's like, a shadow clone. And he looks down, and Naruto goes, Thunder Shock surprise attack. And remember, like I said earlier, Naruto didn't have time to master this technique. So basically, Naruto has to be in contact with the person to actually use the technique. And he was able to grab Kakashi's legs because when that dust cloud came up, he made it seem like he went up and jumped up, but he actually just went under the ground. Now this obviously, the Thunder Shock surprise attack isn't gonna hurt Kakashi very much, but it is gonna stun him. Then right when he's stunned, the fireball hits Kakashi right in the chest, boom. And then the kunai is kind of like hit him, but like obviously not to like the best ability, because Kakashi can somewhat still move and kind of like, you know, like pivot them off of him. But the fireball hits him direct on the chest, and while the huge dust cloud comes up, Sakura and Sasuke come from either side and grab the bells. And then Naruto sitting on the ground like exhausted at this point, using a technique that for one is really draining, and two, he's barely used. It's like breathing heavily like, oh, I did it, we did it. And he's like, and Naruto kind of sits there and goes, I don't really mind not getting a bell, you know. You can send me back to the academy. I know I can be strong, and I know one day I'll still be Hokage. And then Kakashi looks at him and goes, all 3 of you pass. And they're all shocked. They're like, what? What are you talking about? All 3 of us pass. You said. And Kakashi goes, yes, I know what I said. But it wasn't about getting the bells. It was about using teamwork. And everyone's like, what? And they were like, is that why there was only 2 bells? And he's like, precisely. I wanted to make it so that you guys would turn against each other because there was only 2 bells. And all of them were kind of like, wow, like that actually makes a lot of sense. And then he says, that is one of the most important parts of being a ninja. Those who break the rules are scum. That is true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. And what you guys shown is that you will never abandon your teammates. And I hope that stays true to all your training. You guys' teamwork could use a little work, but that was a great use of each other's own techniques and jutsus. Then, after that, obviously, just like in canon, we're going to say that they still do a couple like D-ranked missions, and until they finally can get their first C-ranked mission. So basically, they're in the Hokage's office, and the 3rd Hokage basically telling them like, you have to basically guide this man to the land of waves. You have to bring him over because he's a bridge builder, and you gotta take care of him. Make sure he doesn't get hurt on the way. There might be some like civil bandits, but that's about it. So then Naruto goes like, oh yeah, believe it, like we'll protect him. And then obviously the bridge builder's like, this kid ain't gonna protect anything. Like he can barely protect like his own haircut. Look, it's singed on the top. And Naruto looks up and he can see it from the fireball earlier, kind of like, or the fireball from the other day kind of like singed off his hair. And he's kind of like looking at him like, what'd you say? Like he's all like, because Naruto's still that rowdy kid. Like he wants to like, you know, like I'm gonna make you regret what you're saying to me. But then obviously, just like in canon, like they calm it down and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I mean, they go to the front gate and they're ready to leave. And as they're leaving, just like in canon, obviously Sasuke and Kakashi, they like sent something off. But in this, I'm gonna say Naruto definitely with his master key control, like better key control, and well, obviously key / chakra control. And on top of that, his meditation, he can sense something like off, like in the forest as they're walking. Then out came the demon brothers out of the forest, coming to attack, to kill the bridge builder. But obviously, this isn't gonna go exactly to plan. Just like in canon, obviously Sasuke can handle his own here. He kicks one in the stomach right when they just come charging at him, and Naruto used Shadow Clone Jutsu and makes a couple Shadow Clones to just blast them with Ki Blast, and just like that, those two are out for the count. They're out cold. And Kakashi didn't even have to do anything. Kakashi kind of is like, wow, hey, like you guys did really good. I didn't even have to step in and help. And Kakashi's actually kind of proud. He's like, dang, these kids, like, they're pretty strong. So then Kakashi kind of like gets mad at the bridge builder and goes, like, you said that it was only gonna be bandits and like criminals and something like stuff like that. You said that this was gonna be easy. Like, this is a C-ranked mission, bro. And the bridge builder like explains like oh, like tries to act like he doesn't know, but then and is like, okay, listen, like I don't have the money to pay for that. Like I don't have the money to pay for like an S-ranked mission, like to get that type of protection to go. And Kakashi decides, like, fine, we'll help you. So then everything goes to canon where they're on the bow and they're just, you know, they're talking and they're talking about the bridge and how like how Sato and is like this gang lord, and how he needs to be, for one, he needs to be stopped, but that's why they need this bridge to be done. And he knows that if this bridge doesn't get done, that he's gonna keep just ruining their lives. And did I say Sato or Gato? It's Gato, by the way. Sorry, that's whatever. So basically, then they just continue on the ship ride, and they finally get there, and someone is waiting for them. Someone way stronger than the brothers, the demon brothers or whatever, like way stronger than them. And it's the demon of the mist, Zabuza. Zabuza, with his huge sword, just stands on the tree menacingly, looking over them, and looks at Kakashi and goes, wow, Kakashi, the copy ninja, the ninja who knows over 1,000 jutsu. It's gonna be an honor killing you. Kakashi then looks at him and tells his students to back up, and he will handle this fight. Naruto and Sasuke kind of like look forward and like, what do you mean? Like, we can take this guy. And Kakashi then says that those Chunin earlier were just pushovers. This guy, he's the real deal. He ups his headband and opens his left eye. And Sasuke, just completely shocked, looks at him and like, that's the Sharingan. He has a Sharingan, but he's not a Uchiha. He's just. And Sasuke is obviously like in his head like, how does he have a Sharingan? That just makes no sense. So then obviously they begin fighting, just like in canon, and it seems like Kakashi has the upper hand, but then Zabuza makes a shadow clone, basically, or a water clone to send him at the kids. But Kakashi, like trying to dodge one of Zabuza's attacks, dives into the water, and this was a horrible mistake because Zabuza uses a jutsu to trap him in the water, basically a water prison jutsu, and now Kakashi's stuck, and the only people that can do anything is Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. And let's be honest, Sakura's not gonna do anything. Sorry, that was mean. Okay, so basically, for starters, I would feel like Naruto and Sasuke at this point will look at each other and be like, okay, if Kakashi got trapped, I think we gotta work together. And they both nod at each other as Naruto summons as many shadow clones as he can. And they all charge up Ki Blast and shoot it at Zabuza. Zabuza, with one foul swing, spins around and just smacks all the Ki Blasts away back at Naruto's shadow clones, blowing them all up. But then he's confused. He's like, where's the other Naruto? Like, where's Naruto? He's not there. And he turns and he sees Naruto charging at the other Zabuza, and he's like, what is this kid doing? What does he think he's gonna do with that? And then he gets hit with the fireball jutsu from the back by Sasuke. Then out of nowhere, Zabuza realizes that was a shadow clone too, and it was just a distraction. And he looks down, and Naruto grabs him by the feet and goes, Thundershock surprise attack! And Zabuza is like getting shocked and he's stunned. He's like, I can't move, you stupid kid. And he's panicking, and then the Zabuza, like the real Zabuza, looks over and tries to like basically throw a kunai at him, right? But then Sasuke pulls out his shuriken, this huge shuriken he uses, and throws it at the other Zabuza. And right before the shuriken hits, Zabuza just hits the shuriken away, like, oh, you really thought that was gonna work? Like a shuriken like that, you really think that's gonna work? And then as he hits the shuriken though, he looks and he realizes, like, that's not even a shuriken. That's Naruto poofs out of the shuriken, disguised as it, and grabs Zabuza by the arm. And he shoots Ki Blast into his arm, basically immobilizing his left arm. And basically, Zabuza goes, "Oh, damn it, you kid!" And he moves his hand slightly away from like the prison that he has Kakashi in, and that was fatal. Kakashi comes out of the water prison and just like a cannon, fights him and does the whole like copying his jutsu, copying the water dragon jutsu and hitting him with it and all that, like exactly what happened in canon there. And he basically has him up against a tree with a kunai up to his neck, and he goes, ha! And Zabu's like freaking out. He's like, how can you do that? How are you able to mimic me like that? Can you see the future? And Kakashi looks at him and goes, yeah, I can. And in the future, I see you dead at my feet. And then the sunbone knives, or the like little like needles, come and hit his Zabuza on the neck. Just boom, boom, boom. And all of them are like, whoa, what the heck? And it's supposedly someone from the land of the waves, and like, and he's basically from the Anbu. He needs to take Zabuza away and basically skim off all the secrets away from Zabuza. And he's been hunting Zabuza for a while now. But Kakashi's kind of looking at him like weirdly, because why isn't he dissecting Zabuza right in front of us right now? So Naruto kind of looks at the guy funny, because Kakashi is like obviously looking at him funny and questioning what's going on. So Naruto looks at Kakashi, is like, what's wrong, Kakashi sensei? And Kakashi looks at him and goes, are you gonna dissect him now? And he goes, no, I'm gonna take him away from here and do that. And then poof, there goes the Anbu, just gone. And Kakashi, looking kind of like confused, looks at his students and tells them, okay, let's go. So they basically leave, and obviously they're having their suspicions, and they realize eventually that wasn't really an Anbu member, and that Zabuza is still alive. Like, furious, Kakashi's like, oh my god, like, this is ridiculous. Like, how did I not realize that sooner? Why didn't I? And he like questioned if he was right or not. But Obviously, Kakashi's gonna be out of commission, obviously because of the overuse of his Sharingan. And I will definitely say that we still get that tree climbing scene. But I feel like obviously Sakura's was pretty good at it. I feel like Sakura being good at it isn't gonna change here. But I feel like Naruto is gonna be pretty good at it at this point. Like, Naruto could fly, guys. He can fly, right? He hasn't mastered flying. Like, he can't just fight and fly. Like, that's not really his thing. He's not very good at that yet. But homie can fly, so I feel like he can walk up a tree. So he was able to walk up a tree pretty easily, and I feel like him and Sasuke are gonna have a connection in terms of doing the tree climbing, and then they're all gonna be able to do it. And obviously Naruto's gonna keep training, and he really wants to perfect the Thundershock surprise attack. And yeah, and then I feel like that's gonna lead us right into when they are bringing the bridge builder to the bridge that he has to build. And when they get there and they're talking, they're saying that they're gonna protect him while they build the bridge. He's like, okay, sounds good, and all this, and then out of nowhere, the area starts getting very foggy and misty, and they're like, oh no, this is not good at all. And then Haku and Zabuza show up, and I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off for now. I'm gonna leave it off right there, and if you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe and like button. I appreciate it so much. Comment down below any suggestions you want me to do, either after this what if or even during this what if. Doesn't matter. If you enjoyed, I appreciate it, and I hope all y'all have a great day. Peace out.